Criminal Minded here. And I thought I needed to make this video. This video is about how good white people are about deceiving and confusing black people. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but 99% of the time, when a person in America has been wrongly convicted and they've served more jail time than Nelson Mandela ever did, 99% of the time is a black person. If not a full black person, is a mulatto. Now, what I find funny is this. The white man would arrest you. They'll put false charges on you. Sometimes they'll torture you to admit to those false charges. They'll plant evidence. They'll conspire with the DEA, and the DEA will plant more evidence and lies on you. They will intimidate witnesses, sometimes your own family members, to snitch on you. Then the judge will sentence you to, like, let's say, sometimes life imprisonment, sometimes 50 years, sometimes death row. Only for 30 or 40 years later, some other white people come and get you out of jail. Now, there's a mulatto called Mnipulation. He called this refined racism. Yeah? And I call this refined racism too. But I also call it good white folk, bad white folks. All the bad white folks give the black man hell. And then here comes this one white folk law firm who comes and save this black man. Make this black man feel proud to be an American. Make this black man feel say that not all white people are bad. And the black man even go as far as on camera hugging this white person who he feels say came to his rescue and won him his freedom. Now when I see shit like that, I laugh all the time. I say to myself, wow, white people are really good, you know. They put you in a situation and then they themselves come and get you out of that situation. And then it was kind of interesting to me because I said to myself, man, these white folks, these racist white folks are making these so-called conscious motherfuckers in the so-called conscious community looking real bad. Because if you think about it, with all these psychological degrees and all these so-called education that these so-called speakers in the conscious community have, they never ever really do anything in the black community, let alone trying to help innocent black people get out of jail. They rather hold lectures and talk shit. Now, there is a new Black Panther Party leader called Zulu Shabazz. I forgot his full name. But Zulu Shabazz got a law degree in criminal law. Funny how you don't see Zulu Shabazz on news getting black people out of jail for crimes they have not committed. There's always some fucking white folks. And I'm not saying that these white people are racist, but they've got an agenda. These white folks who come and do a pro bono case to try to help these black people to get out of jail for crimes they did not commit, it promotes their law firm, that they're good lawyers and they look out for their clients, look out for their clients' best interest, and they go the extra mile to get their clients out of problems, especially if the clients are innocent. Do you understand? Now you got lawyers like those. You got something like that, and then you got another reason. This one's a big agenda. Not all white people are bad reason, which I think that one caused more effect than anything else, because in the eyes it caused more effect than anything else, because in the eyes of stupid, ignorant black people who haven't got no sense of self, they will buy into that belief that, yo, not white people are not our enemy. There are some good white folks out there. You know? But I'll go as far as saying I think most of these pro bono cases that these law firm claim they do, I believe they get government grants or government funding, some shape or form. Because for the past 5-6 years, a lot of black men who has been wrongly convicted of a crime have been coming out of jail, a gang of them, and all of them was represented by a white law firm. Not one black lawyer, or not even not one black person with a college with a law degree who cannot get a job. I mean, think about it. You got all these so-called black established or motherfucking black people with law degree walking around America. Some of them don't have a job. Some of them have a job. But they never use their skills to help their own people, whether they got a job or not. Some of these criminals go to jail and start trying to defend their own case by going to the law library in the jail cell, in prison, and researching their case on how they could bust their case. And then they always get an assistant, not from a black law firm, but a white law firm. And I think as black people, we should be really ashamed of ourselves. Yeah, we say that we are against white supremacy, and we're trying to fight against what white people are doing to black people, but all we do is just talk. Yeah, and there's a lot of us. What I've noticed about black people is, it is never their problem until they're affected. A black lawyer will not come on TV and complain about racism unless his law firm is being racist towards him. It's always about individuals, not collective. When it comes to black people, it's always individuals, not collective. You know? And when I watch these type of things, I laugh. I say to myself, man, white people are really good with mind control. And especially mind controlling black people. Yeah? But if I'm in jail for like 35 years, 40 years, and some white law firm, I write to everybody. No one want to help me. Pussy or Sharpton ain't gonna help me. That fake ass Farrakhan ain't gonna help me. Jesse Jackson, Obama, nobody. All these high Creflo Dollar, all these rich black people ain't gonna help me. I can't write to no conscious community, motherfuckers. Yeah, these so-called Sarah Susan Seti, Umar Johnson, Irritate Genie. All of them, the name goes on and on and on and on. All these people who say they're for black power or black unity. These prisoners cannot write to them. Zulu Shabazz, that's his name, Malik Zulu Shabazz. He's got a criminal law degree. These black people can't write to these people for help. They write to white law firms. And these white law firms, guess what? Come to their rescue. And get them out. You see? And to me, this is a problem right here. Because we are not doing what's really important. Motherfuckers will hold lectures, will make DVD videos, will debate each other, will talk shit, will point fingers at drug dealers and criminals and shit like that. But then, the people that need the help, they will not help. They're just trying to enrich their pockets. I'm telling you right now, black struggle is very rewarding and very profitable. Our Sharpton is the truth to that. Farrakhan is the truth to that. What's his name? What is it? Tariq Nasheed is the truth to that. All these guys, all they care about is enriching their pockets, and they don't want to help black people who are in dire strait. Every time I see a white law firm getting a black person out of jail who was wrongly convicted by a white law system, I just laugh. I find it amusing. I say to myself, man, another A-star to the white race, man. They're very clever. And how they keep us submissive, confused, controlled, and they keep us loving them. We are literally in love with these people because of the psychology and the mind games that they play with us, you know? And listen, I don't blame the people who's been convicted because they just want to get out. And anybody who will help me get out is my friend. You understand? But I see the psychology behind it. The good white folks and the bad white folks psychology. It's like Republicans and Democrats. They're both racist. But one is going to pretend, as he say, they care more about me than the other. You know? But they always got an agenda. They always got a benefit. Yeah? Do you understand? It is to attract more clients. The image that sets out for a law firm who take pro bono cases and succeed in winning the cases and then get to be on TV for those cases, the reward for them far more outweighs what they've done for that black person. But that black person don't see that. Nor should they be able to see that, because their only concern is getting out of that hellhole that the white man put them in. The white man put you in there. 40 years later, his nephew or his sons come and get you out of there. Got you screaming, I'm an American, waving an American flag, celebrating the Independence Day, Thanksgiving, sending your children to join the army, all because of this one deed that one white man chose to do, because of what a dozen of his people did. We talk about the police who put trumped up charges on you, the DEA who lied up on you in the court, the judge who knew they was lying but still sentenced you to the jail sentence anyway. I mean, we've heard stories where they will hide evidence just so they could put this black person in jail. It's just that simple. We're going to hide evidence so that we could put this black person in jail. And 40 years later, it comes out. They will withhold evidence. They'll do all kinds of shit. So, white race, a gang of white people create a problem, and then one white person come and solve the problem. You know, and then they give you stupid ass money with the slave masters' faces on it and say that solves the problem. Or let's not forget they're going to tax you like 50% of that money. You know? But it's a good psychology that they're doing out here. And I have to commend the white man for the psychology that he's playing up on my people, man. You know? And this will stop black unity. Yeah, because if you tell a black person, yo, man, white people are, white people are the enemy, he will dismiss the collective white people who have done all harm to him. I'm talking about the collective. The police, the DEA, the judge, the jury, the CEOs in the prison jail. They'll forget about all of these collective white people who's done harm to them. But we'll think of this one white person, or maybe two, because sometimes you got an assistant who's helping the case. They will be such a major factor in that black person's decision in defending white people, in being a vocal voice to say not all white people are bad and not all white people are the enemy. And it will go as far as even saying, where was black people when I was in jail for a crime I did not commit? And they'll go as far as saying it's not about race. And this is the psychology of the situation. With that whole scenario, you have a loyal servant for life. Because they'll feel say they're indebted to you, to what you represent, to whatever system you've established. They will even send their children's children to protect the system that you have established. Even though it is against them, they'll be too paralyzed to react to that, but they'll react to helping you and assisting you. You know? And this is not just the only avenue that they use this whole refined racism. The good white folk, the bad white folks. They're using everything that they do. Everything that they do. In war, that's why they have war tribunals where their own soldiers who commit atrocities will be so-called punished. It's a psychology. They play a psychology on your mind. And we need to catch on. Yeah, we need to catch on. But like I said, I don't blame them. You can't blame your enemy for being such an opponent of an enemy. Who you do blame is your team for not being dedicated and for not taking on the battle serious enough to cause an effect and to counteract the enemy's moves. Like I said, it's a chess, not checkers. And with all these so-called degrees that these black people got, all these so-called college education these black people, as I said, they received, they cannot use it to better their own people, especially the one that need it most. Like people who's been wrongly convicted and shit like that. It's a goddamn shame, man, how individualistically how we think. You know? And because we think individually, we can never come up with a collective solution for a collective problem. Because it does not affect collectively, the individuals who's not affected will say, "Whoa, I've never experienced this shit before." I saw Floyd Mayweather when Justin Bieber was called out for singing racial songs. Floyd Mayweather, I mean, I'm a fan of Floyd Mayweather. I like his boxing and whatnot, but that's as far as I go. I like his boxing, you know. But I think he got a bit of a coon in him. Now back to this situation. Justin Bieber had a video where he was making racial songs towards black people. I think it was called "Kill a Nigga Hanging by a Tree" or some shit. Floyd Mayweather came and spoke on Justin Bieber's behalf, saying, "Justin Bieber has never done nothing wrong to me. He's always been good to my family." And that's my point. The individual thinking. Do you think a Jew will defend a black person who makes songs dissing Jews and say, "Oh, well, if he's making songs dissing Jews, this black person always been good to me, so I'm gonna dismiss what he says about the collective Jews. As long as he hasn't said nothing bad about me, this individual Jews, everything's alright." We need to get off this mentality. The same thing with that Donald Sterling shit. You had black people saying Donald Sterling has always been good to me. He's never shown any racial biasness towards me. You know, this type of statement is what keeps us separated. Like I said, the white man knows how to keep us confused, submissive, controlled, and in love with them. And this is what the scenario that they use. But I think it's time that you so-called black people say you got college degrees, accountants degrees, and shit like that, even if you got a job or not. Start trying to help out your brothers come out of jail. You know? Use your knowledge to better your people, to correct the wrongs, to make them be dedicated to their race, and not start thinking integration and start thinking where was the black folks when I needed them. Because that's what we're really doing when we let white people come to the rescue of the people that they put in jail. That's what we're doing. When we let the same white people who put our people in a fucked up situation come and get them out, we are giving the white man an edge, and we're giving him another ally from our race. So we need to think about that shit. We need to think about that shit deeply. On that note, criminal minded. I'm out like I stole something, man. Peace.